thanks as always for tuning into this episode of Gears Tactics. This episode is, as always, done on the insane difficulty with no death. Everything really is in the description. Ways to support me as I'm a small channel. I've got a Discord, Twitter, Twit, links to directly support, and there's a playlist for all of the missions. So if you see a mission that you're a bit stuck on, check out the playlist. Alright folks, welcome. We are doing mission of Fearsome Goliath. We're getting there. Deathless, insane. The early acts of Act 3 or the early chapters. And this one is a short one, but a difficult one. I imagine if people are searching for guides on this one might end up being more viewed. I don't know, speculating. It seems really tough because at this point in the game, all of my good characters are travelling. Now that could have just been the way the cookie crumbled, and all of my good characters were travelling. But because nobody's died, I had a massive roster of like level 5, level 6 characters, still my level 6 supports. And after some debating, some trying, I felt like 2 supports was going to be worthwhile because I could empower each other and use teamwork to give each other extra action points. However, I actually misplay this quite a lot, and it puts me in a difficult situation. After completing the mission, I think you should bring a scout. If you have a high level scout, I would recommend bringing 1 scout and 1 support. So this one, normally I just chat, but this I'll give some tips. This is a mission where you're going to get completely pinched from both sides. I didn't have any opportunity to get cases on Insane, and I rushed to the left and right as fast as I could. Planting a grenade with Miss Violet and just getting in the ring as soon as I could. The reason I'm planting that grenade is I know wretches, tickers all begin to collapse on you. And, similarly I'm pushing with Gabe and I'm planting on the edge. So anything that pushes in, I have a sort of escape route or a layer of defense. So number 1 tip is going to be get into each side immediately as fast as you can. This mission has the most amount of enemies in comparison to, I would say, how big the mission is, meaning that you've only got 2 guys. It's a pretty short map. You can be shot from everywhere, and there's more enemies than I've seen before. There really is a heavy amount of enemies. So again, we're tucking in, and I'm just getting immediately in both points. Now what I'm doing is I've counted up how many points I need to win and how many points the Locust need to win, and I've decided that my best route is to capture the right hand side as early as possible, the one where Gabe is, survive in here, meaning just throw grenades, tag grenades, overwatch, and then I'm going to leave the second I've got 2 points to go. This means I can give a certain amount of points to the Locust and not lose. That's kind of the game plan. So I'm just in here as early as possible because it's difficult to retake, so I wouldn't recommend retaking. I would recommend just getting in there and holding, because you're going to have torque bows, hammer bows, everything pushing you, and you've only got 1 guy on each side, and if you group up, the other side is going to be empty, which means they take it and win. So it's a bit of a fiesta, this one. It really is a bit of a fiesta of a mission. Good fun though, good fun, but a bit of a fiesta. And you'll kind of understand what I mean. I'm now trapped in here, everything firing at me, torque bows, overwatches, tickers, and on the left hand side we've got wretches landing, tickers, snipers. So you can see the right hand side is way more hectic, and there's 5 points remaining, which means I obviously can't leave now, because if I give them 5 points, I'll lose. So my mission here is to gain the correct amount of points, so when I leave they can't win, and then I'm going to defend the left hand side on its own, leaving the right hand side free for the Locust to recapture because they can't win off it, It's kind of like if you play Gears of War, you capture some points, you leave and rotate to the next hill early. It's kind of similar in this, really. Now tactics wise, there is a lot of tactics, but there also sort of isn't. Normally I'm talking about angles to hold, what weapons to use, what class, etc. But this is literally get in the pocket and survive. I'm overwatching to try stall, and I'm tucking myself in the corners specifically to hide from this torque bow guy here. Obviously they can lob it, they can power shot it, It's got splash damage, it's a one-shot. He can also sort of call and make enemies lock onto you like he just did now. Now everyone's hunting me, and you can see I'm surviving. And the reason I'm surviving there is I have massive defensive gear on, and I'm in cover. You see that ticker bringing in a piece of tumbleweed. Hopefully my commentary's not that boring. But the mission here is simple. I now need to escape. Okay, we need to escape. There's 4 points on this hill. They can't win if they capture 4 points. And there's no way for me to escape. And I looked at this move for like 10 minutes. And the only move I could come up with was run. And because I had a wall behind my back, I could actually run out of Overwatch. And this is where I messed up. I meant to use Miss Violet to empower Gabe. And then Gabe could run away. But instead, I actually empowered Miss Violet with Gabe. So having 2 supports confused me because I've not done it before. And as a result, he now only has 1 block to move. Because I've wasted an action point on a useless empower. So I could only go to this block, and you can see here obviously what's going to happen. This Theron Guard's going to blow me up with a torque bow. And I was like, well, I'm just dead. There's nothing I can do because that torque bow guy's just 100% going to kill me. So yeah, I couldn't do anything. I had no empowers, no teamwork because I can't kill anyone. So I just ended it, and I was like, alright, I'm dead. I'll have to get the scout out and try the mission with the scout, because hiding in there is so difficult without cloak. So I was just watching this waiting to die, and then a small gaming miracle happened where this locust didn't shoot me. You see the one on the left? He overwatched me. Okay, well, I'm overwatched. I'm still dead next turn because Miss Violet can't get across to save me. And then out of some miracle, the Theron Guard focused a shot on me, but because he was lent out, poked out, he tanked it, and then as a result, not only has the torque bow not killed me, it's also knocked him out of Overwatch. So this isn't a guide on how to do it, because that was complete luck. I recommend doing the same strat, getting in that right hand side early, and then using a scout to cloak and get out of there, rather than doing what I'm doing. But I kept this run rather than redoing the mission and doing a quote proper guide, because that moment was rare. You know, you don't get many big moments like that. So now you can see I can give the right hand side. So my job now is to protect Miss Violet, and she's not going to leave the hill, because if you leave the hill it means extra turns, extra enemies, more snipers, and obviously, you know, you don't really want that, do you? So she's just overwatching now and nading these tickers away. And she's overwatching the stairs, obviously, because, you know, you obviously don't want a ticker pushing you. I'm worried about snipers flanking and pinning. And I'm also worried about the locust from the right-hand side chasing Gabe. That's kind of what's going through my mind. As you can see, we have that's double torque bow has been dropped. 3 wretches. There's so many enemies in this mission, it's really tough. So Gabe, I'm going to push Gabe up to get close to provide some support, but remember, Gabe is really low on HP, and I'm a bit terrified of making a play with him because, well, he's going to die. So after some deliberation, this was the move. I ended up kicking this ticket into the 3 wretches, and then the reason I did that was, obviously I can now shoot the ticker and blow up the wretches, but the reason I did that was, obviously, if I sit in that hill and those 3 wretches come close to me, I can't survive, and then I'm going to have to run out of the hill and do a retake with a low HP character Gabe. It ain't going to work, so I took my chances, kicked it, shot, and then I empowered. Now what I could have done here is, before she kicked that ticker, I could have given her teamwork. Then if she'd killed a unit, which she would have done with the chain reaction explosion, she would have got 3 extra action points, and it would have made life a lot easier. So there's 2 misplays here. Remember that you've got teamwork and when to use it, and use the correct empower. It was just confusing me because I was playing with 2 supports, and I haven't done that before. So you can see I was deliberating pushing up with Gabe to protect this ramp, because Miss Violet's sat in cover, and the reason she's not going around the other block is the sniper would pin her. So she's tucked with her back to the wall, so the snipers can't pin her, but this leaves her vulnerable. So you can see they're sort of trying to get the height advantage to pin him. There's one in the bunker. And I'm just like out here in survival mode. I'm just trying to hold. You can see there's a torque boat behind the tank. There's a torque boat to the left, and there's a ticker. There's more tickers. There's a boom shot. So there's a staggering amount of enemies. If you let this mission go on long, you're in for a world of hurt. So yeah, I recommend grabbing a scout with max movement range, getting in the hill as fast as you possibly could do. Even 2 scouts could be even better. So I'm in a bit of a pickle here, and I'm like, I can't kick it, I can't grenade it, and I don't want to shoot it, because if I shoot it and miss, well, it's obviously gonna blow me up, because it'll run towards me. So I had to plant a grenade, and I was trying to calculate in my mind how much damage does a grenade do, and I was like, does a grenade kill a ticker? I don't know. And I didn't want to chance Gabe getting shot by the torque bow wrapping around. You see the torque bow on the left, so I ran him away to hide. And remember, this is a capture the supply point mission, so if you hold all of the supply, the mission ends. There's no extraction. And luckily, this drone doesn't spot me hiding. He overwatches me instead. This torque bow's calling more reinforcements. I was sweating. This ticker died to the grenade. This torque bow I thought was going to blow me up, but it just moved. And luckily we've balanced out the rotation early enough, and we've collected all the supply and escaped. But that was a very hectic mission. Hopefully you enjoyed that one. That was a hell of a mission. That was one of the most tough ones.